Let's motherfucking go. Come on in. Got a secret. No, we don't be doing all that bubblegum shit. Y'all tuned in to Popovich. I know the vibes. We is gonna wait for some more people to come in. Psych. Let's get it. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. We go, ooh la la. On a Friday, best day, you know the vibes. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page and diddy to the left, can we still say that? I'm gonna need you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and smash that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking, but you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. What's up, Sarah? How you? Happy weekend, happy Friday. Blessings and all that. Definitely gonna speak a little bit about the inauguration and a lot of other trending topics. But it's Friday, so it's Friday vibes. Best day, blessed day. Day I come on here and talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's this, the third Friday of the New Year, so Happy New Year. You still see the sign, or maybe you can't on YouTube, depending on what platform you're watching me on. And before we get to the trending topics, let's talk about how's your New Year's resolutions working out for you. Are you still gung-ho about quitting smoking cigarettes, quit looking at porn and beating off? Oh yeah, we starting to show crazy. Dealing with, certain people and cutting people off when the ball drop. Family members, etc., associates, and your new friends and no new friends, and you learning a new language and you losing weight and you back in the gym. My second day back, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm sore as a motherfucker. Let's get this Instagram joint going though, because my other phone was dead. You know what I mean? But I asked about the New Year's resolutions because I don't set any. I try to get better every single day. Now I'm lying. My goals for the 2025, even though the Islamic calendar already started, is to, believe it or not, pray more, educate myself more, and figure out how I can help more people. That's what I'm working on. You know what I mean? What you working on, how you working it, and is it working for you? No, we don't want that right now. We're just trying to go live. We're just trying to go live. Pardon me for the little slip-ups. Bullshit. We just trying to go live. Here we go, right here. Why are they making me do all this bubblegum shit? You motherfuckers. Like, damn it. Like, damn it. When you live and you unscripted and you trying to go live on another platform at the same damn time. We just want to go live, people. Right here, here we go. We don't want to share no photos. We just want to go live. We just want to go live for the people one time. Damn it. I'm going to figure that out in a minute. Anyway, now, for real though, like, pray more in this day and times of a lot of chaos, a lot of misdirection, a lot of confusion. Some even might say a lot of satanic type of shit going on. You know what I mean? So to pray more for the personal armor, to educate more for self, and also they say it's better to give than to receive. On some DMX, it's better to give than to receive, and I'm gonna get you either way. So it's better to live. So let me get what's in your sock, cause it's not I mean like, and I find when you try to give more or be more valuable to others and add value, I should say, it fulfills you more, believe it or not, as opposed to somebody that's always a me, and a I never was really one to be like that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I never was one to be like that. I never was one like that. But it is people that is like that. They like, everything got to be about them, otherwise it's fuck you. And they'll keep just taking and taking and taking and taking. And you'll look up like, damn, I done gave everything. And this person just keep taking. They don't give a fuck. They'll take every last single resource that you have if you know, naive enough to just give it away. So I thought that's interesting, because they say, this is the statistics, not what I'm saying. The first three weeks or month in to whatever your New Year's, resolutions is, again, start dieting. A lot of people become vegan. A lot of people stop smoking weed. They stop drinking, etc. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? Learn a new language, or, stop being yes men and yes women. A lot of people be like this all the time, you know what I mean? And they can't say no because of fear of saying no, what that's going to bring from the person that you're saying no to. So it's yes to everything. You a yes man, you a yes woman. It's yes, 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 yes. It's never no no's. And you find out, I know the game has said, even I kind of disagree with it when the topic came up and it's random, but it is the opening up of the show, right? And we're speaking about resolutions, and this month is flying by hella fast. Like, it's already the 16th, tomorrow the 17th. We'll be celebrating the TaLKing and the NBA and all that other bubblegum shit, right? Oh, here we go, right here. I gotta excuse me. I don't be the most savvy person. You know what I mean? Here we go. I think we good now. Are we good now? Are we good? I'm good. I get that part, but what the fuck? Should have did this shit before we started, but my phone was dead. So. Like, what happened to the show, bro? What happened to the show was I'm trying to go live on Instagram and this shit ain't letting me. Motherfucker. I don't know why that shit doing that shit, B. Like, damn it, man. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong. But anyway, that's some bullshit. I hope your New Year's resolutions is working for you. Let's get to some other shit, though. Speaking of the New Year, obviously this is the last weekend, if you will, of Joe Biden being in office, and Donald Trump is a-coming. He's a-coming, and I'm not saying I like plainly to troll for the people that didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for nobody, you know what I mean? Keep it a buck. I ain't vote for nobody. I ain't think none of the candidates was worthy. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. But he is in, for those that did vote, you know what I mean? It was overwhelming, so it don't even really matter what the people that did vote for him gonna say, because the votes for him was so overwhelming. It was like, psh, psh, like that video where the dude just keeps smacking flames out of everybody. Everybody just walking up and he's smacking flames out. I'm like, all the states he crushed. And he'll be back. Monday is the inauguration. Michelle Obama ain't showing up, right? And she didn't show up to the, what is it, Jimmy Carter, the president, to his funeral, his send-off, pay your respects. Obama was there sitting right next to motherfucking Trump. And, you hear the Hitler terms and, all these crazy derogatory terms, whether you believe them or not, right? Yet they still sitting there at the former president's funeral, politicking, laughing, sharing words, and it's like, damn, is this nigga really Hitler? Is this nigga really the Antichrist? Is he really all that what they saying? Because if he was, then why is he sitting front row, front center, right next to Barack Obama? Barack Hussein Obama, right? Sitting right there, chatting it up with him, looking at the program, I'm assuming, probably asking like, yo, where Michelle at? You know what I mean? Like, when she's sick, she got the flu? What's up with her? She got COVID? Nah, she ain't really want to be dealing with this bubblegum bullshit and, you coming in the office. And I'm just being funny on, like, what they really were saying. But it does give you the cause for pause and say, like if I had a beard, be rubbing my beard like the Chinese movies. Why she ain't show? And then she already saying she not pulling up to the inauguration. It's like, when they went out, and I want to say it was them, when Trump came in, yeah, right. Trump came in when they left. Then Biden came in after Trump, if I'm not mistaken. So they was a little salty. She don't like that nigga, you know what I mean? And I get it. I'm not even mad at her for not liking him. But how does it look for your husband, right, the leader of the free world at one point in time? I'm being dead ass serious. As they say in New York, I'm being dead ass. If you're not sick, no personal reasons, nothing is really stopping you from coming to pay your respects to one of the former presidents, right? Like you will want people to come show their last respects to your husband, who did 8 years, right? And obviously Jimmy Carter is known, I ain't gonna act like I was real in depth with him and knew all about his life and all that. But, obviously as the news cycle spins and he passes and they pay their respects, you find out he was a carpenter, other things about him outside of the Oval Office and why people liked him, why they rock with him, and how he succeeded outside of being the president. You know what I mean? You say, damn, you ain't going to show up for that? And now you're not going to show up when it's time to get Biden out and put him in? Cool. How does it make your husband look? To me, it looks funny style. I don't really care either way. But in the grand scheme of things, like Barack, obviously he's one of the favorite presidents. Whether you believe that or not, whether you like that or not, he one of the coolest presidents. I mean, I thought he was. The one time a nigga vote was for the black guy, right? Like my president is black, my Lambo's blue, and I be goddamn if them rims ain't too. Like, so many people spoke about Barack, the books he wrote, etc. And I read Michelle book, what is it, Beyond or whatever it was, her book. I read it, right? And just to hear, days before you not popping out, why you not popping out? Does it show attitude? Does it show disgruntled? Does it show immaturity? Does it show mad, angry black woman? And I'm throwing those terms out because I'm not sure if they fit. If you throw spaghetti at the wall and it sticks to see if it's ready, like one of the, cooking remedies. That's what my mom's told her. Like, throw it at the wall. If it stick, that means the noodles is ready. So we just throwing stuff out there to see. But some commentators, some content creators, is like, and make Barack look bad that he was sitting there by himself. Everybody else show up to the funeral, but you don't. You already say like, yo, I'm not popping up to the inauguration. I'm not conceding. I'm not wishing well. I'm not wishing the next president to be to do good, so to speak, right? I can't give him that in the public eye. And she is one of the people that was like, when they go low, we go high. And then Shannon Sharp, Shay, Uncle Shannon, right? Unc, He like, when they go low, we go to hell. So like, what message is you giving off? Are you going low when they go low, or are you showing grace and, you know, I won't say gratitude, but just grace. You know what I mean? Grace and humility, and showing that you could be a good sport. And we hold a lot of athletes, you know, we say we want them to be competitive, and enough with the, soon as when the game is over, you trading jerseys, you're happy-go-lucky, y'all dapping it up, and it's like, nah, nigga, I'm about to bust your ass. We want to see them be competitive. After the game, maybe you could go to dinner, you can go to the strip club and where them dollars at and make it rain on these bitches, right? But we don't want the kumbaya. We don't want everything cool, it's just another game. We want competitiveness. In this climate, in this arena, you're supposed to have a smooth transition of power. And y'all ain't been in that White House in years. It's really Kamala. You know what I'm saying? She the one got to show up and pass the torch, so to speak. And I find that interesting. I also find her interesting Rosa Parks. She be capping and going hard for Trump. So hard that she came out with a song. It looked like Machine Gun Kelly. I wasn't sure who it was. You know what I mean? But this shit is mad funny and laughable. And I think I saved the clip. Did I save the clip of her doing her 1-2s? Hold on. Hold on. Let me look at it. Let me look for it this way. Shade Room. I know they got this shit. I know they got motherfucking Rosa Parks. I'm about to say Rosa Parks, but Roseanne Parks. Yeah, this is it right here? No, that's not it. This ain't it either. I thought I see. Oh, it might be in the, what is it, the neighborhood? The neighborhood? It might be on the neighborhood shit. Neighborhood Talk. Is it on this shit? Rosa Parks? Where the fuck is this shit at? Right here, right here. Rosa Parks. I had to find this shit. Y'all can hear this shit. You know what I mean? You gotta hear this shit, B. Like, know what I mean? Hey, right. This is hilarious. Eminem, I'm Roseanne. We won. I'm not sure who she rapping with. I thought it was Machine Gun. I thought it was Machine Gun Kelly. But again, people, Michelle Obama, she might be a little salty, but even when you're mad, even when you lose, you got to show some type of grace. You got to show that you can take an L, that you can take it on the chin. Pausellini, shout out to my Uncle James, the Pausellini. You gotta be able to take the L and take the good with the bad. You can't be salty when you lose, but when you win, you got all of the memes. Everything is peachy, peachy and cream. Everything Gucci. Till you lose or you don't get the outcome that you thought you was gonna get. And that's like life. You know what I mean? Life comes at you fast, When they throw you lemons, you make lemonade. When they throw lemons, you make lemon pie, or whatever the saying is, American pie, right? Because nobody's gonna get through life unscathed. Nobody's gonna always get their way 100% of the time, even if you Michelle Obama. You still gotta show up, shake that white man hand, or sit there like they did the first time. I guess she did it the first time because they had just left office. But it's like, for me, we ain't just leave office now, so I don't gotta show no grace, no humility, no good sportsmanship. That's the word we're looking for. I don't gotta be a good sportsmanship because Biden and his wife gotta sit there through that bum ass ceremony. I don't gotta do that shit. And I think she chose the latter. I think it looks bad on Obama. That's just my word. But speaking of politics, right? Because it's politics as usual. And, when on the 19th, or maybe you don't know, maybe you're not aware of, that I saved the story. I did. On the 19th, TikTok, for my TikTokers, like my TikTokers, everybody that's on social media getting money, getting to the bag. You a TikTok phenom, you got shit popping, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. I joined TikTok a couple months back, try to jump on there, see if we could get a different fan base, see if we can tap in. You know what I mean? Had to come tap in, like my man, you know, Urban Politics. Shout outs to the bro, right? Had to come tap in, and nigga tapped in and, you know, try to get a different demographic or get people fucking with the channel. Pop of his TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And for a lot of content creators, especially on TikTok, you are now faced with the choice of what you're going to do. And you jumping on Facebook back again, you jumping on Instagram, you jumping on YouTube. And, you know, this post that I came across, I said, I already was looking at them with the side eye on why they really want to ban TikTok. It ain't just the Chinaman. Make no mistake about that. It's always money involved somewhere, somehow, some way. We're going to make it up out the hood. And according to this post right here.
So as we know by now, the Extend TikTok Deadline Act was just shot down in Congress. And a lot of you guys don't know, but I have a finance degree. And I have never made a political video on this app. But after what I just saw Congress do, I'm gonna make one. Because this has nothing to do with the American people. It's about making them a ton of money. And as you guys know, TikTok is in direct competition with Meta, which used to be Facebook. And the thing about Meta is it's a publicly traded company. And you know who has a lot of money in Meta? Yeah, our Congress. Like Mr. Josh G right here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name because frankly, you wouldn't even care to learn mine. You have a lot of money in Meta, so let's see how you voted. Oh yeah, you voted to pass the ban. What about my good friend Michael McCall over here? You betcha. How about our old pal Jared right here, who actually very recently purchased a ton of Meta stock. Very coincidentally, right before the TikTok ban.
Right.
Would you look at that? He voted to ban it too. And the thing is, this isn't a left or right issue. Leaders in Congress from all 50... So as we know by now, the Extend TikTok states just decided to ban this app,
pretty much
which pays for...
He goes into, you know, Nancy Pelosi, other congressmen, other people of, you know, the political, you know, ladder, if you will. That may not have been the right word, but you get what I mean. The people in power. The people like, I want to talk to the mayor, to the governor, to the motherfucking president. I want to talk to the FBI and the CIA and the motherfucking congressman. And, you know, we had Michael Porter Jr., his brother just got sentenced, I think. He going to the feds too, right? For gambling on the games, right? Remember Tim Donahue, NBA ref, Pete Rose, right? Rest in peace. Hall of Famer, betted on the Cincinnati Reds. He was a player, and we don't want athletes betting on the games, influencing the games in a negative way to fuck the bettors over, right? Because that's your money, son. Because that's your money. We don't want Congress and the people in, you know, office passing laws, making laws, stopping laws, or 52 blocking things because it's going to benefit them financially. And they rubbing their hands like Birdman. So you say, all right, TikTok, there's millions of users on TikTok. Even me at my, you know, my age, right? And I'm going to say big, I was going to say big old age. You did your big one. At my big old age, right? You jump on TikTok again. New followers, see how the new platform is rocking. See what it is, you know what I mean? Millions of people is on there. Some is already getting to the bag. They established. They, you know, they stables on TikTok. You know, they got their following. They got their cults and what have you. Now you about to take that away. And the people that's on this platform, you are now faced with the choice of, do I jump on Meta, like you hear the brother saying? Do I go on, you know, YouTube now? Do I come back to Instagram, they wasn't really rocking with me. They wasn't putting me in the algorithm. Niggas wasn't liking my videos. People wasn't sharing it. You know, on some shit like that. And you see, like, are we getting this right? Athletes are not allowed to bet on the games that they can influence, but politicians are allowed to invest in companies they regulate. Because let's be real, the greatest investor of all time, Warren Buffett, averages a 20% return annually. Meanwhile, members of Congress, Nancy Pelosi, turn her annual salary, this is her annual salary, $223,500, right? Into $238,000, right? And her husband brought $5 million worth of blue chips right before the vote in Congress on a huge chip subsidy. Members of Congress make millions while destroying the middle class. So you say, damn, hold on. And I always say, like, my show ain't no political show. We talk trending topics, we talk hip hop, sports, little interviews, sometimes motivation, etc. I'm gonna talk my shit, and we're gonna do it unfiltered. You could like it, you could love it, you could dread it, you can run from it, but destiny arrives all the same, right? And I say, damn, Congress, people in power, when they Capitol Hill, when they sit on top, they can dictate laws and pass shit that benefit them financially, investment-wise, yet it's looked down upon, or it's against the law, rather, I should say, when I can't think of Michael Porter Jr. brother's name. He was on the Toronto Raptors, by the way. Come to find out, he bet on himself or had somebody bet, and then he act like he got sick, came out the game. The over and under far as his point total, right? And you say, these niggas are shaving, bro. You know what I mean? And we see in the NBA, which I talk NBA every day, NBA Picking with Pop, you can definitely go check out any one of those videos, right? Even though we did drop our player today, unfortunately. But I'm like, it's my neck, it's my back, it's my calf, it's my heel, it's my hamstring. Some of these athletes is most definitely probably down with the shiznits, especially the lower level athletes. So when I mean lower level, obviously I'm not a baller, you know what I mean? I never was great at sports, etc. I may foul the shit out you, but I ain't got no jump shot. I can't dribble, you know what I mean? I can rebound and I can give you some fouls. That's what I'm good at. Definitely can't shoot worth shit. I can't shoot worth shit, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely gonna foul you, and I'm gonna play tenacious defense. That's what I can do. But I'm saying that to say the lower level athletes, meaning not the LeBron Jameses, the John Morants, the James Hardens, the Giannis's, fucking Essay, whoever you could think of, Ben Carroll, you know what I mean? Like all the top flight athletes, right? NBA or even the NFL. And Michael Porter Jr., his brother was on the Raptors. I look at him like as a low-level athlete. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. I don't want to be talked about on Jeff Teague's show, and they like this light-skinned Popovich nigga. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, although I say I'm being funny, but I'm not. Sometimes I be being funny, but I don't be. The low-level athletes or players, they're not getting to the bag like that. They getting money. You know what I mean? They made it to the A, you made it to the NFL or what have you. So you get in the bag. You get in the big bag. But you're not getting LeBron or, the top athletes, right? In NBA specifically. So it's not out of the scope or realm that you may bet on sports. That you may throw somebody a couple dollars. You know what the line is next. Because that's your money, son. Because that's your money. Here, auntie, you know what I mean? I'm going to set up an account for you. However elaborate they do it or whatever, you know what I mean? Throw a couple dollars here. You're going to put $200,000 on this. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to come out and say your over is 15 and a half, like his brother was, right? It's a regular role player. A regular player. 15 and a half. You come out, look like you're going to get it. You score 9. You hit 3 threes. You get fouled. You go to the line. Oh, then my hamstring. Now you out. You started the game, so the bet is live. Like you came in, you know what I mean? The bet is live. You started, you scored, you know what I mean? But now you fake an injury and you come out the game. And now your auntie or your cousins in them, you know what I mean, that you set up with the account, they put a couple dollars And that's some extra bread. That's some extra income. You think athletes not doing that? Every other commercial, if you watch sports, and obviously my channel is about sports betting as well as trending topics and shit like that, motivation, right? Every other sports commercial is FanDuel, DraftKings, parlay this, parlay that. Fucking Jamie Foxx and Kevin Hart sitting on the couch with LeBron James, and they making fun, and they talking sports, and they talking about gambling. Hit the code, put the code in, put Kevin Hart or whatever. We gonna give you you bet $5, we gonna give you $100. They roping you in, and this wasn't really a sports topic that I'm talking about. We're talking about TikTok being banned, but we're talking about Nancy Pelosi flipping her salary because you invested in Facebook, aka now Meta. You invested in Instagram or X, formerly known as Twitter. And you say, damn, how the fuck these congressmen and congresswomen are able to dictate and move things around in their favor, financially benefiting them, while financially hurting those content creators and those people that's making money off TikTok. And again, I joined TikTok late, maybe a few months ago, and then I stopped once I'm like, the ban is coming. I got a little traction, but it's a lot of more distractions. It's like I got to post on Instagram, I got to post on fucking YouTube and make these videos and edit. So even though I wanted to try to tap into some more people and try to get some more followers to fuck with the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, right? It don't cost you nothing. It helps the algorithm. It wasn't jumping like that. And at first I was going gun-ho and then you got to get 1,000 subscribers so you could go live, and all these different platforms got their own little rules and their own little tidbits. And so I fell back. I ain't been on there in weeks. Now, I just got on there a few months ago. And now this shit coming to an end, allegedly, on the 19th. It's supposed to go black. I guess if you got your account, you got it. Maybe you want to start deleting, or what's the other thing you could do? Archive, put it in the archive, take off certain shit. But the thing is, the whole thing why I'm bringing this up is people like Nancy Pelosi and other congressmen, etc. You vote for the bill. You vote for the ban of TikTok, and in the vein of security and American people, we protecting y'all because the Chinaman in China. And I equate this to being locked up. And Keisha always be like, you always talking about being locked up. You've been home. Ooh, you're not locked up no more. You living in the past. You know what I mean? And it's not that. But I did learn a lot of lessons from that. I did grow to be a man in there. Not that that was a rite of passage. It's definitely not that. Listen to what I'm saying. The age and the time that I was in, I did have to become a man in there. But it's not like it's a rite of passage, like you have to do this in order to be a man. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I went in there as an adolescent, and then I came out as an adult, right? And anytime that they wanted to take away from the prisoners or do something to the prisoners, they always put it under security, because that's the trump card. No pun intended, right? With him coming in to office on Monday or whenever they do the inauguration, I think Monday or Tuesday. That's the trump card. Packages, no more packages, or we got to open it up because you could be bringing drugs in here. You could be bringing knives in here. We got to pat you down and put our hand between your ass cheeks when you go on a visit because you might be sneaking something out on the visit. No, I'm probably going to sneak something back off the visit, not going to the visit, you fucking asshole. You just want to, try to rile me up and get me out of my zone before I go on a visit with my family. Everything is under security, and this is what they do here in America. Now, it's the security because China, they spying on us, they doing this to us, so we don't want them. Oh, but when we can shut them down, now everybody swing back to Facebook, now Meta, Instagram, or whatever other platforms that's over here for us. And oh, by the way, I just bought a couple of $100,000 in stocks off that shit. So soon as when the black hour comes for TikTok, we're going to keep rising to the top. While my mom say, give it all you got, give it all you got. We're going to watch our money go up. And the stock's going to soar. Because everybody that was content creators is going to be scrambling back because everybody wants to be a star. And you was a star over there, or you was the top of the food chain over there. Now you swing back over here, and the famous line from the Endgame, what Thanos said, you cannot live with your own failures. Where did that bring you? Right back to me. I mean, one of the hardest hitting lines in the movie. Right back to me. Right along with you can run from it, you can dread it, but destiny arrives all the same. And so I just find it eye opening that Nancy Pelosi, you at the top of the food chain when it comes her. What's the other fucking guy? Can't think of his name. The other guy, right? It's her and him. You know what I mean? The speakers. They probably gonna be out of here now that Trump's coming in. He's gonna put his people in position. But this is Congress and people that's on Capitol Hill making laws, putting stuff into motion, and they set the gain off it while we lose. And I'm not losing because I never was a big, content creator, money maker over there on TikTok. But for the people that I know they hurting. They're gonna be like, damn, it took me a minute to build this shit up. And now I gotta swing back to Facebook. Now I gotta swing back to X. Now I gotta swing back to Instagram. You know how long it took me to build this shit and to get this shit like clockwork, to build my niche, to build my following. I know that gotta be tough for the people because my channel ain't even popping like that on YouTube. And when they gave me that little bum ass strike or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you can't post no more video. And I'm not monetized, mind you. Mind you, I'm not monetized. So we say what the fuck we want over here as far as that. I ain't got to be mindful of the curses and all that yet. I speak how I normally speak or how I want you to receive the message. And they say, speak to the people in the language which they can understand. Like Malcolm X said, nah, talk to them so they can understand you. Don't come with the big words and the mumbo jumbo when these niggas can't even read past go. Right? Can't even count past 5. Speak to them like they can understand. Oh, I totally understand what you're saying. And I can relate to you. You know what I'm saying? And I just find it funny that, a lot of people got to figure it out now. You know what I mean? Some people, they quit jobs off of this shit. Now, on the 19th, that shit about to be done. And you're a resident of Queens, even though you live in fucking Detroit. You're a resident of Queens, and you done. Let's get to this next topic, though. Let's get to, unfortunately, a wild story, right? And it's old, but it's not really old. You know what I mean? Because the due process is happening now, right? And it's up this fucking scumbag, scum of the earth, as K.O. Smitty would say. What's up, K.O.? I saved the story. Where we at with it? Save the story. Yeah, right here. This fucking scumbag, right? Coming out of Detroit.
She texted that creep saying she hadn't gotten her period yet, and that was the last time anyone ever heard from her. Jarvis Ramon Butts, 41, had already spent almost 10 years in prison for what he did to 2 other girls.
Crazy.
Now he's been charged with killing a 13-year-old girl after finding out she was pregnant with his child. In January 2024, 13-year-old Zia Harris was last seen getting off her school bus in Detroit, where Jarvis Ramon Butts picked her up. That was the last time she was ever seen. At the time, she was about 5 months pregnant. Police discovered that Jarvis had 5 kids with Zia's aunt, but here's the shocking part. He also has 12 or 13 kids with other women.
What?
This all happened after Jarvis had already done nearly a decade in prison for assaulting 2 other girls in similar cases. Even worse, Zia's aunt, who has children with Jarvis, knew about his past crimes, which makes you wonder, why on earth did they let him in? Zia said, I don't have...
So the young girl name is Nazia, right? You just heard it, Jarvis Butts, whatever the fuck this scumbag and the scum of the earth name is, right? And when you put the first and foremost, rest in peace, condolences to the young sister, right? Heartbreaking, make you mad and make you want, and make it triggers you, right? For those that got nieces, daughters, little cousins, etc. When you hear stories like this of predators and pedophiles, and she's a minor, this is the real she's a minor. You know what I mean? On some Kendrick and Drake shit, when they just beefing, throwing out mud and slinging mud, but none of it's really true. This is the real shit. And when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked. I'm not amazed. You had some people in the comments, and a lot of people are, spinning the story, or it's spinning in the clip, as I like to say. And even one brother was like, you know, I ain't know 11-year-olds, you know, could get periods or could get pregnant, etc. And I remember, I don't know what age I was. You know, obviously I'm older now, but when I found out little girls could get pregnant at that age, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh shit, this is crazy. Because it's like, damn, how she get pregnant at 14 or 13? You know, we young and you coming out. I can't remember again what age, but it was a shocker when I first found out. So to the brother, he was like, you know, that's shocking. It's not shocking, it's not amazing, because unfortunately, and sadly, right? This is not the first time we heard of stories like this. Some people are like, this is the worst story I ever heard. I'm like, nah, not really. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to downplay it. What I'm saying is, for me, at my age and my generation and what I've seen and, you know, my life, right? Like, what's your life like? Mine's is real. We've seen this already. It doesn't ease the blow. That's why I often plainly say on the channel, I be being funny, but I'm not. When I quote Cam from the Paid in Full movie, Rico, when he like, yo, niggas die every day, B. Niggas get killed every day, B. So you start to get hard. Your heart get hard. You lose compassion. You lose empathy. And it's just another story spinning in the clip. And what did the Knicks lose tonight? Did the Knicks win? I'm just being funny. That's what happens. It's like, soon as when a story, even on the news, after they spin a horrible story, a family of 5 gunned down, execution style. Coming up next in the weather or in the sports, the Rangers won today, and such hit the last goal, and it's on to the next. Just like that. Just like that. We get numb. We get immune. We get desensitized. And that's why I quote Cam playing Rico, Alpo from the movie, and niggas die every day. But what I do is I replace it. And I say, no, babies die every day, B. Kids die every day. Whether it's in Gaza and they getting bombed and you see bodies all over the place. Whether it's right in the Bronx, little kid just walking to school, 14-year-old, stabbed in the chest by a whole grown man for no reason because he got mental issues, right? We see this shit happen all of the time. And I kind of want to say that we shouldn't be desensitized. We shouldn't just be like, yo, you know, babies die every day, B, and that's just what it is. And stories like this shouldn't make us numb. And it's a lot to unpack in the story. One, where the fuck was her parents at, right? And we already assumed that the father wasn't around because this nigga probably would have been dead 5 times already. You know, and, you know, the aunties, you hear them in the courtroom and they yelling and they overzealous, they emotional, and it's like, damn, where was this energy before all this shit took place? Before she got pregnant, before she got groomed. And then auntie, right? Like, you know, because people like to use that and have, you know, the Rockies and all of the older MILFs now. You know what I mean? Women that younger men want to fuck. You know what I mean? Not be with. You know what I mean? You get in that category. You auntie now. Auntie, you had 5 kids by this nigga? After he did 10 years? After he did shit to little girls? This shit is mind-blowing, but it's really not. Because you say, damn, men ain't the only ones that want sexual gratification. We ain't the only ones that, you know, overlook shit and do shit. Women do it too. And this is a prime example of it. Prime example of it. And by no means I'm blaming her. I'm talking about the adults and the women and her family that's supposed to be looking after her. That's supposed to be maintaining and protecting her, right? And you got to say, you know, this ain't the first time he did it, 41. You see the pictures of him or whatever, so I guess that's attractive, right, to the women that overlooked his criminal past. And just real quick, too, this side note wasn't really the topic, but I want to draw the correlation of how sometimes women think with the wet box, right? And how certain men do it for them no matter what the circumstances or the situation, as opposed to somebody else, like a Jason Whitlock. Because you're not that guy, my guy. And we'll speak about that in a minute. But what was the dude from California? I think he was from the west side looking nigga. You know what I mean? Light-skinned, green eyes looking nigga, had the tattoos. I don't know what he was in prison for. I don't think it was for nothing egregious or nothing crazy. But he went viral. All the women was like, damn, Shorty could get it on some fabulous FABA, LO, US. I mean, like, all the ladies, talking about mad ladies online. And, you know, no hate. The brother look good to you ladies. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? He look good. You want to give him the box. You want him to skeet on your cheeks? Cool. But, you know, you had the short crew haircut, looking like he was in the military, the green eyes, light-skinned nigga, or whatever, and mad. I guess he was a model, right? Because you were everybody a model. And all the women, like, the comments was like, damn, what he in jail for? And I'll take him down, and he could get the draws, and I'll let him hit it, and woo, 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 and ah. And you say, This points to the fact that at the work office, if a nigga look a certain way, and a nigga don't look a certain way, and they say the same shit, do the same shit to a woman that they find attractive or that they want to be with intimately or take him out, even date him. The woman is going to perceive the guy that she doesn't find attractive as sexual harassment, is being inappropriately in the workplace. And a nigga that looked like the jail nigga, the light skin, he could have been Dawson because obviously Morris Chestnut and whoever else you could think of, ladies that's watching or may watch later, and you catch the after show. Because we live, we roll, we unscripted, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. For the nigga that you think look good and is attractive, oh nah. Anything he say to you, if it ain't all the way crazy, know what I mean? You gonna rock with it. You gonna think it's funny, you gonna laugh at the jokes, you gonna think he handsome. He's so funny, Tyrell's so funny. You know, he coming with his little blazer on and he be touching my leg a little bit, you know what I mean, talking to your friends. But when the fat nigga, when a nigga who, you know what I mean, don't look aesthetically pleasing to you, when he come over and lean over, bring you lunch, buy you lunch, talk nice to you, say hi to you, good morning, help you with your projects, because you ain't really good at the job like that, you know what I mean? He's harassing you. He's being inappropriately to you, and you're going to me to him. But the nigga that look like Future, like this dude, Butworth, or whatever the fuck his name is, right? The dreads, long hair, light skin, or whatever. That's why I brought that up. And it could be dark skin too. I don't want to be a colorist on it, even though I'm light skin, right? You say, damn, did he tell you about his criminal past before you had not one, not two, not three like LeBron James? Because you're going to win 7 championships in Miami. You're going to have 5 babies by this bum-ass nigga, this pedophile-ass nigga. And, you know, as you read the text and all that, and you see the family outrage, I have mixed feelings about them being outraged, as some people in the comments do. They're like, yeah, you know, you being outraged, but y'all should be charged too. Because you acting like, you know, you was unbeknownst. You ain't know this shit was going on. And could that be the case? Yeah, it could be. But I know I ain't got no kids, and I helped raise some, right? Both boys, you know what I mean? But even in the stepdad role, when a nigga was doing that, you know what I mean? Whether you look down on that or not, that's a side note. I'm like, certain things for my kids or the people that's, the little ones that's in my custody, under my protection and maintenance. Oh no, we going in phones. We doing certain things. We popping up at the school. We want to know who you talking to. We want to know what the fuck you doing. Because we was young once. And we know what we was doing. And we know we was going to the roof or tagging you in and trying to stick it in and doing certain things with people of our age, obviously, right? Even though you hear, the Cherry Camp, Sherry Kent champions or whatever from ESPN and the Nia Longs, and I'm just throwing them out there, not under the bus, but I'm throwing them out there because some young ladies at our age, when we was 14, 15, 16, they didn't want to fuck with us. They wanted niggas that was a little older. You know what I mean? Coming through 18, 19, 20, 21, pull up and, you know what I mean? Cutting school or not even in school. You in college. They wanted the college niggas because they was more mature. They know how to talk a little bit. They was more filled out a little bit. They was on a football team, basketball team. And some of them was fucking them. Obviously, they wasn't fucking us. And some of them was. The point that I'm making is that I know what we was doing. You know what you was doing as a kid, as a child, being experimentative and curious. You know what I mean? And so you have to be intrusive sometimes. All that privacy, all that on the phone, and got a password on it, I don't know, and none of that when you got little ones and you trying to protect them in this type of world. And I hear more of the protection and the, what's the right word? Overzealousness, maybe that may not be the right word, from the fathers that I know. Some of my mans in them that got daughters and shit, but they moms be a little nonchalant, like, nah, you can go to school by yourself. And obviously, eventually, you know, the world is the world, and we have to live life. Like once the babies come out, you see it, and I'll equate this to the geographical channels that I watch and the nature and all that. You know, as soon as when the babies come out, like, you know what I mean, and certain things, they die right away, or you gotta fend and you gotta survive. It's like that with us humans too, but not really. It's still some more protections and, you know, guidelines or bubbles we could put our kids into. They can make it on their own. And my mom used to let us go to school by ourselves, so we thought, but she followed us. You know what I mean? To see if we're going to get on the right bus, see if we're going to get off at the stop, see if we're going to be mentally equipped to go on the street and look both ways and not just, you know, run out and do no dumb shit. And now with the phones, we see kids all the time. I watch them all the time. Walking the street, you know, they in the groups, but you still like this. Even adults be like that. But to hear the 13-year-old, you know, got pregnant by this fucking scumbag, I'm not surprised. It's sad and it's unfortunate. But this ain't the first time we heard that. Now, that doesn't mean we should be desensitized. But we're the parents. And, you know, the futures of the world, I bring him up. Obviously, he ain't got nothing to do in a situation like this. But I mean, like, when, you know, the manosphere channels, right? And the people of the red pill, when they like, yeah, you know, the regular guys, the regular 9-to-5 guys, the women don't want them. They want, all the women want the same guy. That's why Future can have 11 baby moms. That's why Cam Newton can have 8 baby moms. And it's like, yeah, y'all all get pregnant by the same fucking guy. Even if he's a thug. Even if he's the king of the Bloods, king of the Yetas. Even if he got some shit with some sexual shit on it with some kids or some inappropriate shit. When he's spinning on you like, no, nah, because what had happened is, you know, I was 16, she didn't tell me her real age. Now I was 18, she, you know, this was what had happened was, and we didn't have sex right away, and woo, 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 and and you looking at him, got the nice smile, teeth looking better than mine, you know what I mean, haircut, you like the dress, you like the smell he got on, you know, he macking you, and so you lapping it up. Yeah, because he really ain't like that. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? And then once the fucking commenced, you know what I mean? If he could do the gymnastics in the bedroom and booty clapping sounds, he got you now. And now you out of your right mind because he looked good, because he fucked good, because he told you look good. You know what I mean? He told you, you know what I mean? You was that bitch. Or whatever it was, you was classy woman, ain't nobody got nothing on you, and B.O.B. and they ain't got nothing on you, you know, with Bruno Mars. So you lapped it up. And then you left your kids unattended. Then he started fucking with your niece. Know what I mean? And when you look at the text message, I won't even read none of them. It's egregious, it's crazy that she even was going back and forth with him in the manner that they was, and it's like, damn, how does this happen? This happened because, although some might think I'm trying to be funny or a troll, or I just don't want to admit to black women, I'm just using them because I'm old, but you're black. We almost an hour into the show, and but you're black. Because I'll be like, yeah, black women is the most unprotected, and woo, woo, woo. And I don't say that. I don't say that on this channel. Now, it's not to say that we haven't seen instances where black woman was done dirty, whether it's by the cops, whether it's by another brother, you know, her husband, her, you know, her own brother, her cousin, or whoever. And you say, damn, nobody was there to protect the sister. Of course, we have seen that. But what I say on my channel is the most unprotected, unfortunately, is the kids. Whether boy or girl. You can argue with yourself. Because I can, as many examples as you could pull up, where the black woman was unprotected, we can pull up cases where the kids got the bad end of the stick. You choose wrong, you choose a fucked up guy, and you got to live single, yeah, the kid going to get the bad end of the stick because you're going to struggle. That's the facts. Daddy in and out of jail, you still trying to ride and die, hold on, kids going to struggle. Kids, you got to work 2 jobs just to provide because you by yourself and you can't get help, kids going to struggle. That's what it is. That's why that, what is it, Proverbs, what they call them? It takes a village to raise a kid, right? Or a child. So if that's true, or if it's even partially true, or it's even somewhat kind of could be true, 1 or 2 parents, that's not even enough. More or less one that's on drugs, got her own shit she dealing with, mental health issues, got 5 fucking kids, so you the baby of the bunch, you get less attended to. You know what I mean? Like, whatever was going on in their household, they failed her. Absolutely, they failed her. And that's not to say they ain't supposed to be mad that they, you know, that their child is gone, their little niece is gone, their little cousins is gone. You know, now that she's gone, right? They ain't find the body, obviously. The text say, yo, I'm gonna pick you up from after school and woo, 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 and And this is also too, again, not shaming the young, you know, Isaiah. Rest in peace to her. Because I'm not. We would never do that on the channel. But what I would bring light to is, again, I know what we was doing. I know some young girls was always super loose, more than the boys, some of them, right? You gotta talk to your kids, then talk some more. You gotta oversee your kids, then oversee some more. You gotta be intrusive on your kids, then be more intrusive. Not put cameras in their room and shit like that. That's a little extreme, but you have to. Boys and girls. For the girls, it's the sexual part, maybe, you know what I mean? Not bringing no unwanted babies, whether they 16, 17, or 13. Once they get their period, obviously, they can have kids. And I always, you know, if you rock with the show, I appreciate you, but I often quote the Imam, TaLKing, you know, may Allah continue to bless him, right? He had gave a cook ball one time and it was coming of age or it was dealing with something of age. And you know, when you know things or you see things, but sometimes when you see a movie more than once, you catch it a little different. When you read, you know, if you read it in 2025, you know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people are not. When you read a book over or you see a passage, you see it a little different because you might be somewhere different in your life and your journey. You know what I mean? So you're able to receive the wisdom in a different way as opposed to before. But the cook bar was about, or the Sherman, for those that may not be familiar with the Islamic terminology, was about age and that, you know, people be like, yeah, how kids could die, you know, so young and, you know, he was only 14. And I speak about it a lot because ever since hearing it, it always resonates with me. And he was like, you know, once you can reproduce, boy or girl, then that's enough for you to go back to the Most High. Even though we see babies die that don't even reach that age of puberty. But once you reach puberty and you can get your period, you can come, you know what I mean? You can make life or reproduce life. You lived. And I know it's like that concept for a lot of us be like, damn, but she was only 12. She was only 13. He stole a car and, you know, the police crashed him off the road for that shit that happened. They was doing 150 or whatever, and they did that, so they didn't kill nobody else. Like, damn, they was only 13. They was only 14. But if you can reproduce another you, another human, then you lived. And although you may not be developed mentally all the way, spiritually, emotionally, intelligently, right? You may not have got to those stages, but just on the fact that at 13, you could be pregnant. They said she was 5 months pregnant. You could produce a whole nother you. Whether you could take care of it or the mental capacity to do, you know, to handle all the things that come with it. That's a side note. So I don't want you to focus on that. But again, if you're only going to live to, because none of us knows where we're going to go. That's why I always say on the channel, I'll be playing, but I'm not. But I always say, do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, your video, out of here. Your days as a teacher, NFL quarterback, the greatest rapper alive, out of here. A mother, a father, a daughter, a cousin, out of here. No matter who you are, no matter your profession, no matter your race or your creed, you out of here. And if we knew that she was going to die at 13 in a heinous way because some fuck scumbag, scum of the earth nigga couldn't deal with the situation that he put himself in. You know what I mean? And kill her. You say if she going to die at 13, then I mean at 7, she lived half her life. 8 years old, she an adult. And that's like half of your life is gone because at 13 you're going to die. So, you know what I mean? If you're going to live to 80, then 40 is half your life. But you don't know. None of us knows. And so, you know, again, I think the parents failed. The auntie, you know what I mean? 5 kids by a nigga that had some shit under his belt. And this is the reason why they want you to, you know, Nicki Minaj husband, right? And Petty, and I'm just throwing that out there. Yes, it's a name drop, but it's like they violated him because you ain't registered. Anytime you got anything on your jack and sex room, or you dealing with kids, or any misappropriation in that regards, right? You got to file. You got to register so that we can know as the parents that live in this neighborhood. Like, yeah, building 15, yeah, homie just came home. He got some shit on his jacket. So the eyes is on you, homie. Even though you did your time. You did your time. The law says you get 5 years. Cool, you did your 5 years, but now the law also says, and I forget what law it is that they got to register, but not the Megan's law, whatever law it is, drop it in the comments. You got to register now. That's part of your sentence. Or you can stay in prison so that we can know who's around us. And for the point of the people saying, that he was mentally not all there, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, all right, we not giving him a pass for what he did. You know what I mean? It's egregious, it's unthinkable. But again, when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed because we've seen this story already mad times. And again, to get it before we get off this topic, to quote Rico, you know what I mean, from Paid in Full, niggas die every day, B. We are now living in a time where babies and kids die every day, B. And it ain't nothing. Soon after they tell you the story of 2 kids just got shot up randomly, straight bullets. Did the Knicks win tonight? The Knicks lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, or the Yankees traded for this pitcher. It's on to the next story, and that shit is over with. That's how it go. The stock just dropped such and such. TikTok is banned. Nick, the news cycle is like this. It's here today. It's going tomorrow. Like on the Drake and Ho song. Cake. Like it's all that bullshit is here today, and it's going tomorrow. Like the story is over. And ain't nobody talking about it no more. And the only people that really live with it every day is the family involved and the people involved. We see it for a hot minute spinning in the news clip, and then it's on to the next thing. You see Megan Thee Stallion, Drake suing such and such, and woo, and Protect your kids, folks. Love on your kids. Be intrusive on your kids. A lot of people confuse being cool with your kids. 13, they fucking. Some of them, not all of them. Boys are getting in it. They might be carrying guns, being influenced. You need to be active in your kid's life. The same way you active at work. Same way you active on the motherfucking apps and you scrolling all day. Same way you active watching Love and Hip Hop and you a Swiftie or whatever the fuck you are. You need to be active in your kid's life to protect them, because we are the maintainers and the protectors. And that's for the men. As far as the good book, and say the men are the maintainers and the protectors of the women and children. Well, if your man is not around because you chose wrong, or he was a scumbag, or he's dead, or he's locked up, or whatever the case, then it's on you, mommy. Who else gonna do it? Who else is gonna do it? It may be rough, it may be hard, but that's the path you chose, because you ain't choose right, you ain't vet right, and even then, for the auntie. She definitely ain't choosing vet right. You still opened up your legs, not once, not twice, not 3 times, my lady. 4 fucking times. You gave this nigga 4 babies. And now they looking at you as the moms and like, damn, daddy did that to our little cousin? He killed our little cousin. I mean, like, you can't make this shit up, and this is just hard. I hope you get everything you deserve. He out there in Detroit. Detroit, make it happen, man. Make it happen. I don't be wanting to wish shit on people. And, the Most High going to do what He's going to do anyway. But it's like, come on, guys. Come on. Shit is horrible. Let's get to this next shit, though. let's get to Buster, what it is right now. Buster, what it is right now. See how we go from that to this shit? Now we talking about some Buster Rhymes shit. And Buster's in the news. He's spinning in the clip, as I like to say on my channel. He's spinning right now for allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, we'll say, even though he did turn himself in to authorities in New York City, etc., for allegedly putting hands on his assistant for being on the jack too long. And when I first heard it, because it's just starting to spin now, pick up traction, and it's going to be here today and going tomorrow as well. You know, obviously, a lot of people was in the comments for the little channels that I seen it on. They like, fuck Buster because of him siding with Fat Joe and the FBA and, but you're black. No, you're African American black, like born and raised here from slavery. You know what I mean? Not Jamaican or Trinidadian or, you know, the other cult, you know, African Americans from here. And he, you know, he sided with Fat Joe, so a lot of people is like, fuck Buster, right? And, you know, he been in the news for a few times, throwing a drink on a lady and, you know, playing with the microphone like it was a penis in front of the people when, what was it, the Essence Festival? And now he's spinning in the clip again for allegedly putting hands on his assistant, 50-year-old man. He's 52, and you say, damn, is that really what happened? You know what I mean? With some of the allegations of the dude from the, you know, the LGBTQ, XYZ, and you know them boys over there, right? Was saying XYZ about Buster. And again, I'm not saying that that's true. I don't want to put that on him. That's just what was out there. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I wasn't in the room when niggas was doing what they was doing. But when you hear, you say, he was down in the lobby, right? On the phone, he supposed to be on work, cool. It's not like it's a regular 9 to 5. You at the office, you got a laptop or a computer, you're not supposed to be on Pornhub. You're not supposed to be on Lobster Tube or Hamster. Like, come on, my guy. You're really supposed to be sending them files up to your boss and, you know, doing XYZ. But when the boss going, that man's playing Gallagher, you know what I mean? On some Avengers shit, when Iron Man was like, that man's playing Gallagher. And then when they leave you back to playing, I'm being funny, but I'm not. It's not a job like that. So maybe he went down, had a phone call, emergency, and somebody in the family, woo, we don't know. But for you to get overzealous like that mad, that, you know what I mean? Like when it's time to put hands on somebody, then it ain't no going back. And this is from a person that carry knives, carry guns, fought, was emotional, did shit out of anger, did shit, you know, not thinking it all the way through a few times. And I'm not like that now. Fortunately, I had to learn, you know what I mean? And a lot of us got to learn the hard way. And you also, I hearken back to Kevin Samuels when he was speaking to a lot of the women in this regards, that, you know, women can mouth off without really no fear of the consequences of violence being present or violence showing up. Even though you see women get the shit smacked out of them, kicked in it, like slammed to the concrete, like slam the child on the hard concrete. Like we see men do that too, and they're wrong. You know what I mean? They're ultimately going to be wrong no matter how you view it. Like, even if you be like, oh, nah, she came and she hit him with a bat. So he knocked her down, put her down. Or she came in his face and mushed him, or she spit in his face. So he clocked her and knocked the teeth out. Some men will still be like, I get it. He was defending himself. She was wrong, but you are wrong too, because as the man, right, physically at least, you're supposed to walk away. They always tell your moms or your pops, and definitely, you know, the dads in my house, and I had two. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, one, and Papa G, I love you. Yo, walk away. Just walk out. Just leave the house. And even when the cops come, if they have to come in a domestic dispute or the neighbors hear y'all arguing too loud, they tell you to walk, and rightfully so. But when men still do it, it's like, nah, you know what I mean? Self-defense, equal rights, because women, you know, they want equal rights, they want equal pay, they want equal everything. So when you put your hands on a man and I knock you in your titty and give you breast cancer, like, know what I mean? Like, oh, you fucking hit me, man. Know what I mean? Like, I'm being funny, but I'm not. Keep your hands to yourself, and you keep your hands to yourself. What the point that Kevin was making is that women to come up with no regards at all, talking crazy. And I got some of them in my family. little ass fucking itty bitty chicks coming out talking to whole grown men. Like if a nigga just would haul off and backhand you, you would fall, you know what I mean, a few summers back. You will fall back a few winters. That's how hard they can hit you because you're so small. Yet they still do it with no regards. But the real point that I'm bringing it up is because Kevin is like, nah, men, when we come out, soon as when we come out the crib, at least I know I'm mindful, I'm geared towards knowing this. This is a reality for every man. Anytime it's words between other men, oh, it could be violence. Nigga could pop off. See what happened with the transvestite dude. They were saying as a woman stabbed the postal worker up and they just had the funeral for him. Rest in peace and condolences to his family. Men pop off. It's easy because you know that it could be violence, but it also means that for the men that's conscious, you're more respectful, or you should be. Because like, yeah, you bump me or whatever the case on the train, wherever we at, yeah, I could get a little, I'm mad or, you know, I mean, I might be ready to rock and roll, but now I got to fight. And that doesn't make you less because you don't want to fight or you don't want the confrontation, but you're just mindful like, yeah, a regular day at the laundry, a regular day at the gas station, going to get a sandwich. When there's other men around, you know what I mean, it could pop off. And if you're not ready, you might be taken advantage of. And so you mindful. Women are not. And I say all that to say, for Buster to get to the point where you do some blows, a couple of blows, and you fatten up his eye, you bust his lip or whatever. He had to call the cops. You know what I mean? He's a civilian. He's an older guy. You had to turn yourself in, and now, according to the news shit that I seen on New York Post or whatever, some reporters was trying to get the assistant to spill it all and spill the tea. And he like, nah, I ain't speaking to y'all. My lawyer told me I'm about to get a 6-figure pay cut. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to get a bag. Why fuck it up by spilling the beans to y'all when I could just wait, hold my tongue, be patient, and get the bag? And what Rick Ross said, a punch in the face to get you $300K. You know what I mean? Some acts judging on that God Forgives and I Don't album. I thought he was talking about Suge or whatever, that incident that might have happened when a nigga, punch homie, then you sue, you get $300,000, you get $200,000, then you start your clothing line or you start your business because you in the club rubbing shoulders and one of them 6'7" athlete niggas punch you in the face because you was out of pocket, or maybe you wasn't out of pocket, but they was overzealous and they was, not thinking, they reacted too quickly. Now you got to pay some money. So you're like, yo, I'm about to get a bag. I'm not going to talk to you reporters, and fuck y'all reporters. Get the story when it comes out. My lawyer said, shh, be quiet. I just look at it like, it don't sound right that you went to blows over him talking too long on the phone. I'm not Wendy Williams. I'm not motherfucking Tasha K. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not throwing no accusations and no slander out on Buster. I don't know if he about that life or not. People were saying that. I don't know. I ain't seen no evidence of it besides homie coming out telling this story about the flip mode chain. And he like, oh shit, it was Buster. I'm not saying it was Buster. I'm telling you what the nigga said. Like, yo, it was a gay bar, woo woo, and it was Buster. So I say, damn, bro, you punched your assistant. How long you been your assistant? Like, like he ain't hang up enough, quick enough? Like, yo, you supposed to be upstairs working and booking my shows or whatever it is, and you downstairs in the lobby talking too much. Or you went down 3 or 4 times. Who the fuck you talking to? Matter of fact, hole is 2-piece down. That just doesn't make sense to me. If it makes sense to you, drop it in the comments, but it doesn't make sense to me. Speaking of hip-hop, though, let's talk about the trending topic still, right? The Jomo, Junie, whatever the fuck they calling them, Jim Jones, Cam and them, right? Monday we was patiently waiting. I know it's Friday, but I only go live on Friday with the trending topics on Friday night. I do an NBA show every day, but Friday night is when I talk my shit and we recap all these trending topics. So Monday, Mason Beta, and I'm Cameron Giles, and we're gonna rise to the top. They address Jim Jones, and real quick, he was like, oh, we ain't gonna readdress this shit no more. and woo 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 and I have some thoughts on it. Two, the first one being not really, we ain't got to go too hard on that one, is the story allegedly about Dame Dash, right? Shout out to Dusko Poppington about him, 3 niggas about to fight Dame, and Dame was going to fight them. And Dame actually came out. He gave his little response like, certain shit don't need to be recanted. It don't need to be said. He looked down upon it like it's, was frowned upon. And, he like, you never would have heard it from me if Cam went and said nothing. So I get that part. I'm sure it's a lot of shit that went on these Hard Knock Life tours and behind the scenes with these, niggas with money and egos and bitches and women around and, who's the best of the best, etc. I'm sure it could be stories for days. So that part I'm not really surprised. They was going to fight, but they didn't. No blows were thrown. So it was really a non-story. You was going to fight, but you didn't fight. Okay, Dame looked like the hero. He stood his ground. He was going to fight 3 niggas. All right, sometimes you got to fight 3 niggas. You know what I mean? Or run. You know what I mean? Like Charlamagne, what it was, I think, fucking Funk Flex allegedly sent the Goonies at him to ask for a drop, and they was about to jump him before he came on the station. You either could fight 3 niggas or you could run. And what I want to talk about is the part of when he like, yo, everybody that you was with locked up, and he started naming, and you don't really pay attention to all that. It's hip hop news. You either liking the music, you're not. You listening to it, you're not. And I often quote on this channel, if you rock with me, then you know. If you don't, and if you just jumped on the live, then I'm gonna let you know now. We are not living in the days of Word Up magazine no more. Them days of the Vibe magazine, the Source magazine, and y'all niggas thinking what y'all reading in the Source is real. You know what I mean? Like Beanie Siegel, that shit not real. And you gotta wait every 3 months or whenever the magazine came out, because they had to actually sit down with the artists, interview them, go out to wherever they live at, or they came out to wherever they was at. They did a piece, but the magazine, the issue ain't coming out for 2 more months. So this shit is old. When you reading it, the shit already happened. Even though you still turn the pages and you entrusted into the story, because these is your artists, these is your the people you interested in. Now it's Instagram, it's X, it's TikTok, it's whatever the case is. As soon as when you open up your phone, you might see Meek Mills doing some crazy shit. You might see Diddy with the wig on, or motherfucking the Joker mask arguing with the nigga from Power, I believe, right? The Slim or whatever his name was from Power with the mask on, acting crazy on live. You might see Nicki Minaj and Ray J. She like, do you like women? You might see some crazy shit as soon as when you open up your app, right? I say that to say we're not living in the days of where you gotta wait no more. It's instant. And so you may not pay attention to it because it's too much. It's overload. You swiping left, you swiping right, you swiping up. So when Cam like, yeah, Jaja, this person, that person, we almost 50. I know I am, you know what I mean? Still trying to hold it down for my generation. We still trying to be out here looking good. You gotta say, damn, you do got the image of the gangster. Tell me how you do it. It looks so easy, like there was nothing to it, but they don't understand that the ruler would be. And when do that persona die? When do you let it go? And you see like a Nas or a Hov, who I quote both of these 2 particular guys often. And you see from how when they first was rapping, how they rapping now. And you hear on the 4-4 album, Hov say, fuck that. Rap cocaine. Nah, fuck that. We on the bigger and better things, and we merrily eating off these streams. Like no more cocaine and being the coke boss, because I'm almost a billionaire. I got Rock Nation. I'm the boss. I'm the CEO, and woo. And Nas rapping one way, and it's only but so much of the hood shit you can rap about. Don't get me wrong. When I'm in the treadmill, when I'm in the gym, it's dirty soda in the styrofoam. Spend a day to get my mind. Like, we gonna hear the rugged shit. I know I like to listen to that. But on a day-to-day basis, is you checking for that? No. So it's that part. It's the part of him kind of downplaying the Dipset era, and just for for the channel purposes, because we speak about some of them a few times. Obviously, Cal, you know what I mean? JR, Hell Ray, I was locked up with him in Elmira before he even joined the Dipsets. You know, Duke the God, etc. I've been hung out and know a few of them, right? Cam, we was in LA for the Honor Up movie, etc. We done drunk smoke together, etc. So Jim Jones, I'm on the song with him. When the nigga was promoting, you know, had artists on some managerial shit, jumped on the track with Jim Jones. Shout out to my nigga Bombs and Great Fire, the Plaza, right? And so, you know, when you downplay it, it's like, yeah, in his mind, now Cam that is, from whatever they was popping, 2001 or whatever, to whatever it ended, that's that era. He like, yo, that was a lifetime ago. As a fan, you don't want to hear that. And I'm just talking about of the music, not really of the men. You know what I mean? Just of the music, just of that era and what they brought to the game, how it impacted the game. Just that alone, not nothing else. So let's be clear. As a fan of that, when you hear him say like, yeah, that shit was a lifetime ago, and it really was. Because you say 07, we in 2025 now. That's 18 years ago. That's mad long. Like, and he done probably had so many ventures, opened up businesses, and did so much shit. Everybody ain't come out shining on the outside, you know, on the other side of that. You know, whether it's battle rap or, you know, going to jail for JR, or just whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't, for some who may view it, may see, you know, Cam obviously as the winner up here, or even the Jim Jones. Because a lot of times he was looked at as the lesser of the group. I know I ain't have him over Jewels, I ain't have him over Hell Rail, I ain't have him over 40, I ain't have him over JR. But if we start comparing all those people who I just named, even on the first album, when and I don't even know what the first album name was. I don't even remember it. But I know when they used to come through Harlem, it's 04 when I came home. They had the tour bus and all that with all their faces on it. I don't remember that album, but I even remember talking to Rail like, yo, nah, I mean, niggas can't fuck with you. Nah, I mean, and this is coming back from hearing Rail rapping on the gallery, on the bars, you know, on the gate, I should say, battling other niggas. You know what I mean? While we was in Comstock, then we went to we ended up in Elmira together as well. And then, you know, when the homies cut him and all that. You know what I mean? I was tight, even though I wasn't blood and none of that. I came back to the gallery like, you know, that was my man from the box in Comstock. Like, yo, what happened to my nigga? Woo, woo, woo. And he's like, yo, leave that alone, Lee. That's you know, that's that gang, you know, politics, whatever. And I'm like, all right. But anyway, when he came home, you know, until you reach a point of you arrive. So this ain't no knock on him. It's like, yo, what you think? You think I'm hanging with these niggas? I'm like, nah, my nigga, you nice. And niggas can't fuck with you. And, you know, at that time, you know, I thought he was one of the nicest. Now, he may not have the popular songs, but Jim definitely was the low. Like, you wasn't fucking with none of them. Career-wise now, you got to say better than JR, better than Cal, better than Hell Rail. And I seen one dude doing a live the other day, even saying better than Cam. And I had to think, a lot of people in the comments was like, nah, you bugging, son. And I'm assuming he had to be around my age, my era, you know what I mean? Because he was quoting all of the joints, and then he started pulling up receipts or backing it up in his mind. Like, nah, what about this album compared to that album? What about this album? And then I went myself, as I'm on the live, I went to the catalog, and I'm looking like, oh, nah, this nigga got mad albums. Now, obviously, you got to add Max B. You got to, you know, add, you know, Stacks, rest in peace, and other people that may have contributed. Obviously, you can't, the Bird Game, etc. People that may have been on the songs. But ultimately, like, yo, if they did a verses, even if they just taking the verses from other people's songs, but just their verse, who would have the better verses if they was to go at it with each other? I had to think for a long minute, like, it won't just be a landslide as people might think, like Cam would just slam them. It won't be that way. Even with Mace. When I watched Mace, he was performing in LA somewhere. He came out, he did his little set, looking like a roly poly a little bit, rapping, you know what I mean, and doing the little dances. And all them songs is from the early 90s. All the songs is from Bad Boy. There was not one song that he did that was new. Now, I'm not to say he don't got freestyles. It's not to say that he ain't still nice. It's not to say none of that, but it's say, yeah, bad boy, them songs is old. All that tell me what you want and 24 hours to live and, you know, what you know about going out, headrest, Redlex, TVs, all up in the hair. All them songs is old. They're like 20 years old. Meanwhile, if you look at Jim, and even for Cam, all them songs is old. Suck It or Not and whatever songs you think he got, I fuck with all of them. You know what I mean? Come Home With Me and, you know what I mean, Down and Out with Kanye. You know, whatever it is, the song Welcome to New York City, whatever song you could think of, you know what I mean? We make hits in the night language with Max B on the hook. All them songs is old, people. And there ain't not one new song that you could talk about right now that'd be like, oh, that shit popping, or that shit is lit. And you may not feel that way about Jim either, let's be clear. But he got songs from 2023. He got songs from 2024. And to be funny, far as what he thought, you know, because he answered, I guess, in his way, and people like, you know, he wasn't supposed to answer in the way that he did. Talking about Jim Jones now, and I think the song name is Jumi. How else would the fuck he supposed to answer? He came out rapping. He is a rapper. Then he got a movie coming out. He got something else coming out. I guess he got his clothing line with the Vamp Life. How else is he supposed to answer? These niggas is on the podcast. They on the talking show. If they choose to go back and forth, they're going to do it. I mean, they can rap too. Obviously, Cam and Mace, they done did some freestyles. And Cam shit fire. I ain't going to lie. All the joints that I heard him rap over, from Tell Me What You Want beat to the Whoa beat to the Kanye Good Morning, all this shit fire. And Cam is definitely a lyricist. He nice. Even though when niggas was like the computers be computing, they was shitting on him, saying his rhymes was not really all that. We see now niggas like the math ain't mathing, shit ain't adding up. Everything is, you know what I mean? Like before his time as far as that. But what Jim Jones is supposed to do? He's supposed to come out with a fire-ass single, then come with the album. And whether you like that he rapping still about selling drugs, having bricks, etc., I get it. Sometimes you don't want to hear that shit. If you from my era, if you a younger person, like my small boys, you know what I mean? You 25, 26, you 19, you 21, 22. You probably don't want to hear that Bird Game, you know, blood shit. You know what I mean? I want to hear Lobby Boys. You know what I'm saying? And Mano came out as well, recanted the story. And I guess they had a few run-ins. So the story he particularly told about was when they was in Atlanta in the Lenox Mall, whatever. They talked, etc. And Cam, like, yo, he going to downplay it. And that might be true. But the thing is, how I look at it, one, I don't want to see these niggas beefing as a fan, but I get it. It's niggas with egos. It's niggas with money, way more than me, did more than me as far as, you know, the genre that they in and what they doing now, if we compare it. And I'm not comparing myself to them at all. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's the old part. Like, we don't want to see this for the culture. And then also, too, we old now. So what message is you pushing to people that may be following you, following behind you? You know what I mean? Like, is this what we... And that's why Dame took his stance was like, yeah, y'all ain't need to know that story. He ain't have to tell that story. They ran you, you know, to the beach or whatever. But the last thing before we get off the you know, Jim Jones and the whole Dipset shit, again, I don't got a dog in the fight. I know a few of them, or been around, and we done smoked and did some shit. And I'm from Harlem, and I'm outside all the time. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. A lot of the stuff that Jim did, his energy rather, for Mace or for whoever, it was for Cam. We can't overlook that. And I get it, he's not a fan favorite, so people they're going to ride with Cam, they're going to ride with Mace, they're going to say he hating, they're going to say he wish he had the bag, they're going to say he got to rap, he can't do nothing else. And y'all all might be right, for those that may have that viewpoint. But what about what Mano said? He's like, yo, the energy he had for me was because Cam. You know what I mean? I had mentioned Cam name in the rap, not Jim Jones. And Jim Jones ice grilling me, face fighting, which I thought was hilarious, by the way. No matter what age you is, we either fighting or we not. We either popping or we not. We either with it or we not. The face fighting and all that, a nigga never really was with that. In fact, I looked at them niggas like clown weirdo niggas. Niggas come to the party, you know, instead of dancing with the bitches and having a good time, you want to ice grill and look at niggas all wrong and all that for what? Don't underestimate and get yourself hurt up. But you downplaying me when I was really just being a homie to you. All the beef a nigga inherited is for you. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? What Young Buck said? Some niggas don't like me because some shit I signed with 50 Cent. Them same niggas didn't offer to give me shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas hate when you rich, but love when you broke. I never knew I had so many enemies before. My heart is open to anybody who want beef. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas got beef with 50, then you got beef with me. That was Jim Jones' energy. And so for a nigga that's willing to get it on in that regards for another individual, you can't just throw me under the bus or shit on me, so to speak. And I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's like we have to acknowledge that. You know what I mean? A lot of the shooters, that's why 50 Cent was talking to Jay, like when the whole Beanie Siegel fiasco was like, oh, you don't want the shooter? I'll take the shooter. And Beanie Siegel was smart enough to see, like, this nigga 50 Cent is just really being a troll. He just really using the opportunity to stick one to Jay, Porzolini, or to get one over Jay to sign me, to fuck with me, you know, because he know I'm about that life, Broad Street Bully, etc., just to, you know, get one up on Jay. But he don't really fuck with me like that. See, he recognized that. Like, nah, I wasn't going to side with him or whatever. But I don't know if he ever signed to him, but I know he did come out and say, like, yeah, he recognized he was being used as a pawn in the chess game. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really rock with me. Yeah, I'm a shooter. I'm going to pop off, especially in my early days, the dust juice days, the days of me wilding out. And I may still could get like that now, but you really just really rocking with me now or want to fuck with me now because you want to taunt Jay. You don't really rock with me like that. And so for Jim, he really was rocking with Kim like that. They was brothers. So it's like, now that we a little older, you doing your 1-2s, you want to talk down to me or look at me in a certain type of way. Nigga, I was willing to pull it on the line for you. Any nigga that's willing to do that, damn, like, you going to talk shit about them too? And nobody's safe, people. Ain't nobody safe. And that's why you got to be careful who you willing to pull it all on the line for. Like, dun, 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 dun. Like, you got to be careful because niggas will throw you under the bus even though you was willing to crash out for them. Even when they wasn't willing to crash out for them own selves. And we know there wasn't really no street niggas. You know what I mean? You may know some street niggas. You see Cam mention Lou and all that. After this, I'm gonna go pop out and fuck with them niggas tonight. You know, his brother, you know, birthday, etc. And they just opened up a lounge, etc. Harlem stand up. You know, you niggas say niggas names and woo and but nigga, you wasn't there. You just was there from afar. You don't really rock with niggas. You know what I mean? You ain't got really nothing in common. You made it. You know what I mean? And you doing good. And niggas was in the streets doing what they was doing. I'm not saying either one is right. I'm just saying it's a difference. That's all I'm saying. Let's get to this Cam Newton shit, right? Let's get to this Cam Newton. Let's get to this Joy Taylor. We spoke about this on our last live last Friday because it had just came out. The story and the what's the girl name? Faria came out, dropped it down. Like, we dropping dimes today. I think we're gonna have to drop a dime on them niggas. You the illest nigga in Nebraska. We're gonna have to drop a dime. So she dropped a dime on her bestie or, you know, her person she was cool with. But we know women, they switch sides like it ain't no tomorrow. Niggas do too, but women, like, they cold-blooded. Like, they cold-blooded. One minute they rocking with you, and then you dead to them. You like, damn, this bitch don't fuck with me no more. Nah, you dead to her, bitch. Like, she don't fuck with you. She don't fuck with your moms. She don't fuck with you. She want all her money back. You know what I mean? Like, all the advice she get. Like, women be taking it to the extreme. But I say that to say, it had just came out. You know, the lady was accusing Joy Taylor of brushing it off and not taking her accusations serious. Also saying that, you know, she was going to Me Too, the Charlie Wilson nigga. The Charlie, whatever his name is, right? I said Charlie Wilson. You know what I mean? The singer nigga. And the Skip Bayless and all that. And, you know, a lot of people really was just on Joy Taylor's side about she was fucking Charlie Dixon, I think that's his name, not Wilson. And Sam Acho, etc. or whatever his name is, and people was like, oh, my eyes, my ears, you know what I mean? And this shit happens all the time. I gave my spiel about coming home, jumping into the tax office and working in the office, and shit be popping off in the office and you wouldn't believe. And that's why some men, not insecure, they know what it is, and it's like, yeah, my wife look good, my lady look good, I know shit be popping off in them offices. You know what I mean? Like, you think you Xerox copy, and let me get 50 copies of this, but you really in the back room getting your cheeks clapped while everybody's on lunch in the cafeteria. It happens, folks. Nigga take a lunch break and go clap some cheeks and booty clapping sounds. And so anyway, Cam came out and he was on Jason Whitlock like, my guy. No, not my guy. Guy, come here. And he was saying what he was saying because Jason Whitlock was like, she got them big old cans and that peanut butter skin and, you know what I mean? And French vanilla chocolate deluxe on some Wu-Tang shit. Mommy, throw down some money because the ice cream truck is coming. And watch these rap niggas get all up in your guts. French vanilla butter pecan chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched. Scooped in my ice cream truck. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And when I seen the shit from Cam getting at Jason Whitlock, like, yo, that was inappropriate and woo, 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 and I kind of didn't like that in the sense of, if you on ESPN, you on Fox, and if you see me looking up and down, we live on 2 different platforms, you know what I mean, Instagram and YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You're not on ESPN. You're not on Fox. You're not on Disney. Jason Whitlock, that is. You on YouTube, you on your own platform. You can say what the fuck you want. And she do got them big old cans, and she is caramel, butter, pecan, caramel complexion, right? What's wrong with that? He actually was working with her. And he's like, yeah, I did my best to 52 blocker, not be in the same room as I'm not. Like, I know myself. This is pretty much what Jason Whitlock was saying. Like, I know myself. She was a young joint. She didn't test well. She still got the gig somehow, some way. We gonna make it up out the hood one day or some whole shit. Like, you still got the job even though you didn't test well? How does that happen? Because we looking for players, and if you can't play both ends of the court, we don't want you. But you still make the team. Oh, your pops is the GM. Oh, your pops is the coach. Oh, your uncle is snooping him, so you're going to get the tryout. You're going to get on. I'm just threw that scenario out there to say, like, I'm not mad that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his father, LeBron James. It's supposed to be that way. You're damn right. If I'm in position of power and I got money, and I told niggas don't roll dice with me. Oh, nigga, don't trip. I kill you if you, on some position of power, 50 Cent shit. I'm going to put the people who I rock with, who I love, in position to get money with me. May not be the same caliber of money, but you're going to be in position just like me on a lower level. And you're going to get money too. So I'm not mad at that. But she used what she got, allegedly, then told the makeup artist, like, yeah, soon as when I'm finished, don't worry about me fucking him and fucking Acho, because soon as when this shit is over, I'm going to Me Too this nigga. Why we not talking about that? Cam Newton? Why we not talking about her saying she going to Me Too a guy, and whether he deserve it or not, that remains to be seen. He loose with the dick discipline. You married, you the CEO or you the president of the Fox Sports or whatever, and you willing to throw it all on the line for some loosely buns? That's on you, my guy, Mr. Dixon. That's on you if that's what you want to do. But that's still foul on her part. And we know women can be low down, greasy and grind, shifty, low like greasy, grimy, conniving, scum of the earth. That's a scum of the earth move. That's a scum of the earth move. For you to be fucking a nigga, know what I mean, on a regular basis, then you lie and say he and use this power to get you to give him the buns? That's not egregious? Stephen A. Smith? That's wild. And we know women do it all the time. That's the playbook. That's the go-to. She showing off her ass, that's a go-to. He checking on the status, that's a go-to. Like, That's the go-to. That's a great fire reference, by the way. That's the go-to move, people. People do this all the time. Or should I say, women do it all the time. Now, they have some men that's on the other side start doing that. Yeah, he used his power to use me to get me to, get me to perform fellatio on him and all this, Men probably doing that now. I'm not surprised, but anyway, Cam came back out and said, because Jason Whitlock addressed him, and now Cam like, yo, keep that same energy when I see you at the Super Bowl. We're going to see each other at the Super Bowl and, keep that same energy because Jason Whitlock and the Asian dude, I can't think of his name, Richard or something like that. I think that was his name. They was just recanting because Cam took a lot of heat for putting the cape on and capping for Molly Karam and, Joy Taylor, etc. Like, these women is phenomenal. And, even Stephen A, like, yo, they do a great job. They good at their jobs and woo, woo, woo. And And if you was great at your job, then you wouldn't have to open your legs and allegedly get with some white droopy eye nigga. Then you saying Jason Whitlock is not that guy. Women that got low standards or just want to get the bag, they don't care about how the guy looks. So anybody can hit. Like, know what I mean? What's his name? Even what Lord Jamal said on Slow Down. He said even Jahani Hall can have himself a ball if his asses are in order. What's really scary is just somebody's daughter. So don't come around trying to make a profit at the expense of another man. Stop it. Because you see, you're the freak show of the town, and what I think you ought to really do is slow down. Like, come on, people. Anybody can hit if you got some money. Fat niggas, droopy niggas, tall niggas, white niggas, any niggas, stink niggas, anybody can fuck. Because you just want the bag. Now, I get it. If you a certain type of caliber, you now can start to pick and choose who you want to fuck with. But we see how he look. He don't look, he ain't Denzel compared to Jason Whitlock. They both probably could have hit. That's all we acknowledging. We acknowledging that he ain't say nothing wrong, and you came out with the cape on. Now that a lot of people was calling you Mr. Simpington, like, yo, bro, who are you, matter of fact? And I defended Cam as far as the broken home. So let's be clear. You know what I mean? As far as, what's the chick name? The Dr. Cheyenne, Brian, Cayenne, Pepper, Bryant. When she was like, yeah, you broken homes and, low function and all that. A lot of women was on Cam ass. You know what I mean? No pause. And I was like, nah, I disagree. You know what I mean? Woo, woo, woo. Since he been on First Take, since he came out, said Stephen A deserve his bag, and the energy is different now. And then even Jason Whitlock pulled up the old clips of Cam Newton at the press conference when he was still on the Carolina Panthers, and the female reporter, y'all might remember this, asked him like, so how was it with route running or whatever? He's smiling and just chucking and jiving, and he like, I find it funny, when a female is asking about routes and stuff like that, the white lady. And it's like, that's my job. What's funny about me doing my job? And they supposed to have talked off camera, and what she had said was even off camera, he didn't apologize, and what he said off camera was even worse than what he said on camera. So it's the same guy. The same guy. Another thing, I think it was another incident with a female, and I guess he called her baby girl or sugar baby or whatever, and the lady was like, we're not your baby. We here to report and we here to do jobs. So it's like you did a whole 360. Now, this chick Joy Taylor is the best thing in the world, and Molly is the best, what they call them, mediators and moderators. I'm not saying they're not. Just saying the energy changed. And you're going to beat up Jason Whitlock because he's just pointing out the obvious? Come on, my God. You looking kind of bad out here in these YouTube streets. You looking bad out here in these social media platforms, and they should have never. Bro, have several seats, because when you played against the Denver Broncos, Peyton Manning and them, I was one of the people that was riding with you, and I put my money on you. And that energy you got for him and for these women and all that, and you kept them saving, you ain't jump on that fumble, my nigga. Like you ain't put that Superman on. And I was rocking with you. I was hoping y'all would have won. And you got your ass whipped. Now I get it. Sports is scripted and rigged, but you could have jumped on that ball and you made a business decision. And now you out here talking about you gonna beat up some Asian and washed up Jason Whitlocks? You look bad to me. You look bad, and you still ain't addressed that Me Too allegation she might be. And it all could be alleged. We don't know. But I don't doubt that she would have did that shit to him. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. I don't doubt it. Because women been doing that. That's the go-to. To get ahead, to get advances. Oh, he looked at me inappropriate. Oh, he touched me inappropriate. And that's why certain men, it's not that they intimidated or whatever, or they don't think women could hold these certain positions in sports. And to quote the Pink Pill Lessons, well, I like her channel a lot on YouTube. She definitely one of the few female channels who be giving the real to me. She's like, let's keep it a buck. A lot of these women is around for the purposes of eye candy and for the purposes of the big wigs to flex their muscle in a way where, like, yeah, I'm gonna end up popping that. We're gonna put her on the show, and you know what I mean? What the nigga said? We own the city. Red bone pretty. When she get aroused like to suck her own titty, put her in the video. Like, put her in the video. Like, we know why you here. You're not here based on your talents and you was the best of the best and the creme de la creme. You here because the men that's in power want eye candy around, and maybe if you with the shits, you're going to be booty clapping sounds and they might get a chance to pop. That's the reality. Not everybody's like that, but that is the reality. We shouldn't run from that. And that's why niggas like Jason Whitlock, he's saying the opposite. He wasn't a big wig, but he like, nah, on the contrary, I wasn't even trying to be around this bitch. I seen the 304 energy, allegedly. This is what he's saying. Like, I didn't want to be around that. I know myself. And she used to come with the titties out all the time. Like, this is a sports show. Every 5 seconds, you in the camera showing that you next to niggas and you happy to be on TV. I get it. Not say that you shouldn't. Because I be right there too. Niggas call me up like, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling. We gonna get some video. We gonna make some worth of it. But how much you gonna do that? You got it. You got the gig now. You on TV every day now. How much are you gonna come and woo woo woo? And the same thing with the female officers going to these male prisons now. When I was locked up, of course, I'd rather see women working. How you doing, Miss Jackson? You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to see the ladies. Like, where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? There's some bum-ass niggas working if you got to do a bid. But we also see the manipulation. We also see they end up bringing in the drug, bringing in the bag, bringing in this, getting fingers put on their mouth like in Atlanta. You get taken advantage of. You get done dirty because you easily manipulated because the nigga said he like your Crocs. Because he like how your hair look today. Because your fucking eyelashes are looking like Batman. And he gave you a little compliment. Ooh, they think I'm cute. No, they're here to get you. Same thing at the job. And a lot of these, these commentators, if you will, they not all of them, because now it's more and more, former athletes giving the commentation. But Stephen A ain't one. Whitlock ain't one. And a lot of these people, Skip Bayless ain't one, right? When Jalen Rose, like, nigga, you average 1 point, nigga, you didn't even average a point. Who the fuck you think you talking to, right? Some fat Joe shit, like, who you think you is talking to me? And I played at the highest level. Yeah, I ain't beat Kobe and them in the finals when I was on Indiana, but I did way more than you, nigga. You just commentating. And I played the game. And that's why Cam is like, finding it funny to hear women talking about routes when it ain't no women run no routes. I'm a quarterback. Heisman Trophy winner, played in the Super Bowl. Who are you to be asking me about some routes? But I get it. That's the era we living in. We want all inclusion. We want, diversity. We want equal rights and equal jobs. And so you got women in the locker room. Would you want men in the locker room, ladies? Real quick, before we get off this topic. Maybe like 2 more, then we're going to get to the divisional round because it is sports. And I think that might be all the topics. But real quick, though, if you're watching the show and you're a female, because I'm not just coming down on y'all, You want men in the locker room while y'all getting dressed and all that, asking you questions about the game. But that's what the men got to deal with. Damn, I just came from the game. It's a whole bunch of men. I wouldn't be naked anyway. You know what I mean? Just like in prison, not, you know what I mean? Keep my boxes on, not out of fear of something happening, but just you don't know who around you. I don't want niggas looking at me. I like the opposite sex. So fuck, I'm going to be naked around a whole bunch of niggas for. Pause. But, you know, in sports, I'm sure that happens. Just like in prison, some niggas just coming in there, you know what I mean, naked and washing up and with no kids in the world. I wasn't one of them. Like, I ain't have a kid, but I'm keep my boxes on if I'm washing up, you know what I mean, when there's niggas around. But anyway, in the sports locker room, I'm sure niggas be swinging and walking around, chest out, back out, everything out, and it is what it is. But if it's a female in there, I got to cover up. I got to do stuff that I normally wouldn't do if it was all men, even though that's crazy to kind of say out loud, but that's the culture of the locker room. If it's all women, even if they lesbian and they like the licky, sniggy, the quickie, you know what I mean? Still, I come in there, you know, you got all of the ladies in the ear, so how about the game and woo, but you trying to put lotion on, you trying to put your pants on, and you getting dressed, you combing your hair, yet it's a male reporter in here that is heterosexual. So I'm looking like, damn, I ain't know Lisa Leslie shit was like that. Damn, I ain't know Breonna Taylor. Damn, like, you know, I'm looking at Maya, I'm looking at y'all like, shorty could get it. You know what I mean? While you getting dressed. Even though I'm asking you these questions, you're going to feel uncomfortable. So why the fuck would men want these female reporters and these beat writers and all that? See me after the game. Let me get dressed first. You don't need to see us as soon as we come out, sweat still glistening all over your body, and you asking me questions about the game. No, bitch, you stay outside. Let me get dressed. Then when I get dressed, I can come out. You can ask me all the questions about the game you want, and I'll answer them. You don't got to be in the locker room, ma. Because soon as when a nigga look at you inappropriate, soon as when he give you the eye, wink, wink, oh, he looked at me inappropriate. I just was in there to ask questions about the game and be professional. No, you wasn't. You was hoping a nigga, not all, some. You hoping one of them, you know what I mean, do some shit, change your whole life around. Now you got the lawsuit, and you up now. And you all the way up. You all the way up. Because the nigga ain't had no dick discipline, and they let female and men spaces. But they don't let men in female spaces. And, you know what I mean, I'm not in the locker room while you putting your sports bra on. It should be the same. But anyway, we've been on for a little minute. Let's get to the divisional round. Football. Playoffs. Now it gets good. Wild card weekend was all right. Now it gets good. First two games up Saturday. We got Houston Texans out on the road at Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs had to bye. They also rested some of their players in the last week of the season, you know, just to get full rest. And they're the number one seed, unlike last year when they had to go on the road. I haven't figured out who's going to win the Super Bowl yet. Last year at this time, we did, and we rolled Kansas City all the way to the Super Bowl last year. If you know, you know. We don't got to lie. We don't cap on my channel. Full transparency. Just go back to the old videos. You're going to have to go back a while because we post up every day. I will give my predictions for these games, but I can't say with a certainty like, boom, who's going to win yet. I might need like another week because some of these games is going to be tough. This first game up, though, I like Kansas City to win. I like Houston to cover the spread. Even though it's the playoffs, it's a whole different season. Out of all of the games Kansas City played this year, I think only like 2 or 3 times they covered the spread. They have won. If you bet with the money line all season, you up. You definitely won. If you bet with them minus the spread or with the spread, then you down because they haven't been covering. I think that trend continues. I'm on CBS Sports app right now. Money line 556, 88% public is on them. 54% minus the 8.5. And again, I think CJ Strauss and them, they ain't got nothing to lose. I think they come in, they let their nuts hang like they on the toilet taking the shit. They lose, but I think they keep it close. Next game, Washington Commanders at Detroit Lions. Detroit, number 1 seed. Washington, hell of a game last week. Baker Mayfield, you up out of here. They got them niggas up out of here. Had a hell of a game. 12-5. They said they got a good record too. Getting 9.5. Tough. They talking about Detroit. Not all their players may not be back. Gummery, I can't think of his. I think his last name is Gummery. Davon Gummery or whatever his name. David Gummery, the running back, had the knee issue. Was out like the last 2 weeks. Missed maybe even 3 weeks. Coming back this week. Gonna be used in a limited capacity. And they keep talking about the defense, and we get it. Their defense haven't been, all the way up to snuff or healthy, but they still got a hell of an offense. And Jared Goff and them be balling. Talking about they one of the best offenses in the NFL this year. And I think they win, and I think they cover. I think they come out, blow Washington out the water. A lot of people is thinking, 9.5 is a lot. Washington, they got a good quarterback, rookie quarterback. He going to win Rookie of the Year, or he might win Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think he win Offensive Player of the Year. I think he wins Rookie of the Year. And he is phenomenal. Doing what C.J. Stroud did last year on steroids. Because last year, C.J. Stroud, they didn't win the playoff game. Lamar Jackson and them knocked them off in the first round. They got spanked. He, on the other hand, won the first playoff game, beat Baker Mayfield and them. Now you on to the divisional round. Now you stomping with the big dogs. If Martin Lawrence was here and this was the Martin Lawrence show, he'd be like, now we stomping with the big dogs. I think the Lions come out and show them, oh, nah, we up here and Don Corleone, you under us. I think they beat the shit out the Washington Redskins 35-20, 20. I think they spank them. Sunday Fun Day. We got the LA Rams at Philly. Philly giving 6. This game here is a little tricky with the fires and all this stuff going on in LA. LA, big city of dreams, but everything in LA ain't always what it seems. You might get fooled if you come from out of town. Staring at that Hollywood sign, you might get jacked at the light, right? I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts and them. Even though we had Kansas City in the Super Bowl when they played them, there was no way in hell Patrick Mahomes was going to lose to Jalen Hurts and them. So he has played in the Super Bowl. They came up short. They got one of the best records in the playoffs. They had one of the best records all season long, 14-3. The Rams 10-7, kind of just started bringing it on at the end of the year, getting healthy on defense. Not really a ferocious pass rush, so that gives me cause for pause. I think the Eagles win. I think the Rams cover the spread, but I won't be surprised. If y'all watch my channel, then you know I think sports is scripted and rigged, especially the NFL. And if you don't believe little old me, little old Lee Popovich, then all you got to do is go to Derek Brooks, Super Bowl MVP. Forget what year it was, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when they played the Raiders. This is what he says, not what I say. He like, yo, we won the game before we even stepped on the field. And he wasn't talking about because we outclassed them, because we was better than them. He was telling y'all this shit is scripted and rigged. Shit is scripted and rigged, folks. Especially football. So I think Philly will win, but I won't be surprised if the Eagles win. If the Rams win straight up. But I'm going to take the Rams with the points. Eagles win money line. Rams win with the points. But we come back on Monday when I'm doing my video, NBA video, and I'll be like, damn, Matthew Stafford get to go back home at Detroit to get a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Storylines and, shit like that. Pay attention to that. Last and final game of the week. Best game, if you ask me. Just the best game. Lamar Jackson, 12-5. At Buffalo, 13-4. The only New York team, if you want to keep it a buck. Buffalo was favored as 1. Then like a day later, Baltimore is favored. We seen this matchup earlier on. Let me just look for the week to be exact so I can tell you exactly what week they played. I know it was a blowout. Week 4, so it was early on in the season. I think Buffalo was missing some linebackers and what have you. And the Ravens didn't care. They was at home. They won 35-10. They spanked them. Like, did not tell you not to come in this house after curfew? Spanked them boys. Bad. This time around, it's in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. We know that. No snow, I don't think so. I'm glad. I don't really like the snow games. I like athletes to be able to stop and go, to be able to perform at the highest level so the best team could win. You know, outside of Vegas being on the bat line, calling it in. Let the players decide the game. When it's snowy or conditions, one team may have an advantage over the other. This is a tough game, I ain't gonna lie, because I want to see Baltimore win. I want to see Lamar get to the Super Bowl. I want to see him win the Super Bowl. That's who I'm rooting for. But we don't bet with our hearts. I'm going to go with Lamar and them because I think they're the better team. I think they run the ball, so if it's cold and it's snowy, that actually sets up well for them because Lamar going to run like his mama told him to do. Derrick Henry going to run. Josh Allen going to run too. They got when they played in week 4, they didn't have Amari Cooper from Cleveland, so they got Amari Cooper. They got Cook. It's going to be a good game, or it should be a good game. I'm hoping it's a good game, but I ultimately think I just think the Ravens is the better team, and I think they win. But I won't be surprised if Josh Allen have a Superman game. They both in the runnings for the MVP. So this kind of like may determine who's going to win the MVP, even though when you look at the statistics, Lamar is winning by a landslide. Everything Josh Allen did, Lamar Jackson did. He did it, and he did it a little better, a little more touchdowns, a little more yards, a little more QBR. Everything he did it a little better. So I don't really see how they saying, Josh is the MVP, but I get it. Lamar got 2. Josh got none, so it's like we're going to give it to Josh. Same thing with Michael Jordan. We'll give it to Charles Barkley. We'll give it to Karl Malone. We'll give it to other players because Mike done won it all. We can't keep giving it to Mike. We got to spread the love around. Close game, good game. Oh, and it's hard to beat a team 2 times in a row. But I think Lamar Jackson and them coming in, I think they win. I think they run the ball effectively. I think the defense holds up. I think they win. Y'all can let me know who you like, who you rolling with. Ultimately, you can listen to me, but it's your money because that's your money, son. So let me know who you like. Let me know who you taking. Let me know where you think I'm bugging out at. But of course, it's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live. We rolling. We unscripted. We authentic. That feeling. Back up and here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe out there, y'all. Enjoy your weekend.